Hey there, friends, Nibs again. Out in the garage, a little bit of goofing around tonight, and I wanted to do a. Hopefully, this will be a part one review. I really don't like doing kind of negative reviews, and this one will start out a little bit negative, but it'll have a happy ending for today, and hopefully a real happy ending coming up real soon. So, that being said, let's get into it. What I have here is, you guys probably recognize this frame here. This is I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Xisico XSP120 is the brand name, and this is an XSP120D, and it is very much I don't know if you want to call it a copy or a knockoff or whatever you want to call it of, let's see, we have a Beeman P3, we have a Beeman P17, and the predecessor for the Beeman P17, which is the Marksman 2004. So I have pretty much the whole the whole collection now. This one here, let me bring it back up here. This particular one, I did an unboxing or a mail call with it the other day, and right out the chute it had an issue, and it fired once and then would not recock again. And actually I've had several problems with this, be quite upfront and blunt, and I'll tell you about them as we go here. But the first problem was, so the way this works is up inside of here there is, when you cock this, there's a valve right here and a little hammer that pulls up with a spring against it, and when you pull the trigger the hammer comes down and opens that valve up. Well, that hammer fell down and with such force that it actually jammed that valve, and when you tried to cock it, that valve would not close back up again, and I had to actually pry it up with a little screwdriver to get it to release and reseal. Once I did that, that problem was solved, and I haven't had another problem with that again. There was another problem with another piece of the trigger mechanism here that was actually jamming up. There's a little slot in the bottom of the underside of the mechanism here where one of the pieces has to rock up into a plastic slot in the bottom of this, and that was catching on there, and I had to do some adjustment and filing on that piece to make it so that it would not catch in there anymore, and it's working pretty good now. So that's problem number 2. Problem number 3 that I found was with the, I won't be able to show you this accurate enough, but with the 177 barrel, the tip of it, this is the front end of it that goes, the muzzle, is actually canted off to one side. I don't know if it's bent or machined that way. It's hard to really tell, but it's very easy to see when I roll it in my hand like this. For me to see it, I can see it going like this, which was the accuracy with this particular barrel was just like, a group like this at 21 feet across my garage. And also with that problem, repeatability of taking the barrel in and out was darn near impossible as well, because you'd put it in one time and you'd get it zeroed or close to zeroed, and you take it out and turn it 180 degrees and the shots would be 6 inches away from where your original zeroed was. Now, that being said, all those problems, I did put the 22 barrel in there, and it's shooting lights out with the 22 barrel now that I've got all these problems resolved. One of the other things with this 177 barrel, and I don't know if it's again just a machining problem, but just about every pellet I put in here, about 2 out of 5 shots would jam, and I'd have to pop them back out with a cleaning rod. But with the 22 barrel, I haven't had a single problem. I've shot a dozen different pellets out of it, and it's not pellet picky at all. So it's kind of a yin and a yang. Now, before we get into doing any shooting or anything with it, first I contacted the seller. The seller told me, you need to contact the manufacturer. I contacted the manufacturer, and they told me you need to contact the seller. I wrote them both back and said, I've contacted both of you, and you're both giving me the runaround. So, to make a long story short, the manufacturer said I'm contacting the manufacturer or the reseller for you, and then I got an email from the reseller first saying they were just going to send me a barrel. And I said, well, that doesn't address the problem I had with the trigger or the valve or anything like that. And then like 5 minutes later, I got a message back saying they're going to send me a whole new package. So I'm hoping this will be a positive outcome, and this one was just a lemon, because I can't imagine they would sell many of these if they had problems like that. Now, fair statement here, my Beeman P17, if you guys go back and search P17 on my channel, the very first one that I got was plagued with some problems too, and I ended up sending that one back, and they sent me a new one. And you know I'm just glowing all over this thing now. So it actually was one of my top 10 guns from 2022, something that costs around $50. Some of the other guns were, you know, $700, $800 guns that made that list, and I put a $50 gun on there. So I'm really hopeful that, you know, maybe this one was just a lemon and the next one will be great. But after doing some tinkering with it and getting the 22 barrel in there, I'm gonna do a couple of groups across the garage here, and hopefully you guys will see I am not disappointed with what I have right now. I'm kind of disappointed in how I had to get here, but if nothing else, it's a $30 gun. This cost me $30 plus $12 for shipping. So I was really not expecting a lot anyway. The fact that they're willing to send me another gun to try out, I think is really kind of stepping up. So let me, I'm gonna pause the camera, get the camera set up out here, and we'll do a couple of groups real quick, and then we'll wrap this up. Stand by. Alrighty, I'm back. So here we go. There's just to verify that I'm not shooting the Beeman P3 or something, and you guys know I'm shooting the right one. But this is the Xisico XSP120D with the 22 barrel, and we'll go ahead and shoot it. Like I said, I did try it with probably 10 or 12 different kinds of pellets, and it is not pellet picky at all. It's shot just about everything from 13 grain daisy wad cutters all the way up to, what are they, 21.14 grain Barracuda. Yeah, H&N Barracudas even shot those good, and the point of impact was almost exactly the same for all of these. But the two that it really shot the best, coming in second, I guess you'd say, was the Crosman Premier hollow points. Really good with those. But the thing that just really shot great with was these rifle cutters. So we'll go ahead and we'll shoot the Crosman Premiers first, and then we'll end it up with the rifle cutters. And you know, like I said, I really hate doing a negative review, and I tried to be as diplomatic as I could, but you know, I like to call a ball and a strike. So so far, you know, this one is about a full count. And it could go either way depending on what happens when I get the replacement unit in. But so far in the 22, it's a base hit. It's not a home run, it's a base hit. So let's go ahead and shoot a couple of pellets here. I think so I do want to say a shout out of thanks to Splatterburst Targets, sending over the targets we're using on the video today. Nice collection of targets they sent over recently for me to use on the channel. If you guys are looking to buy any Splatterburst targets, when you go shopping on their website, use the discount code JACE10. The representative I'm working with from Splatterburst gave me that as a discount code, and if you use that in your checkout, you'll get a 10% discount. So that's pretty cool. Oh, keep forgetting that stupid automatic safety. Now this barrel, the 22 barrel, looks like it's machined really nice, and I can take it out and put it back in, take it out and put it back in. The accuracy is repeatable. It doesn't matter. I don't have to have it indexed in just the right spot. So that 177 barrel is just really weird. But I'm just stacking them right in there. Just impacting just a little bit low, but I'm holding it so that Splatterburst is like a lollipop on top of my front sight. So but they're all just basically going in the same hole there. Let's switch over to the rifle cutters, and then we'll wrap it up. And I already got a tracking number for the new unit coming, so hopefully within a couple of days I'll have that, and we'll do a round 2 for this guy. They didn't say they wanted this other one back, so I'm gonna have to ask them about that. I am definitely not gonna pay them for shipping. If they want to pay for shipping, I'll send it back to them. But as you see, I have this zeroed with these rifle cutters, and it is dead nuts on. Same hole. Ooh, that one went a little low, I think. I think that was just me though. But if I could have pulled it out of the box and it shot just like that out of the box, this thing would be a fantastic gun. But just tearing the daylights out of that target. These 22 pellets shooting out of this gun. So I guess I should say I did do a little bit of chronograph testing, and these pellets, the 22 pellets are doing, depending on which one I'm shooting, but it's just over or just under 300 feet per second, which is pretty darn good for a target pistol. I've got other single stroke pneumatics out here in 177 that are just barely doing more than that with a 7-grain pellet. So there you go, one big ragged hole. So anyway, there you go. There is my kind of a rant a little bit, but first look, and hopefully the replacement will be a good reviewable unit. But you know, this is a very much a knockoff of a Beeman P17. They're not identical. So this Xisico unit does not have fiber optic sights. I did put an orange dot on there, which does help with the sighting quite a bit. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for part 2 when I get the replacement. At this point in time, I wouldn't rush out and buy one, but you know, maybe this was just a lemon, and the second one, the round 2, will be a much better unit. But I wouldn't, if all of the ones that are coming in are going to need to be tinkered with and have issues, maybe I'd save up and spend the extra $20 or $30 it's going to cost you to buy the P17 and just be done with it. But let's wait and see what the next one brings. So anyway, till next time, have a great day.